I really think that we responded well from a defensive standpoint, which was good to see. Holding their two leading scorers to 4 points total, and then also having one single-digit quarter and keeping them under 50, which I was really happy to see. With that, I do think offensively the game was a little choppy for us. There was a lot of dead balls, especially in that third quarter, beginning of the fourth. And even in the first quarter, I just feel like we were getting stops, and it was like dead ball, 30-second shot clocks, blocking the ball out of bounds, and it's like, all right, now you're trying to are we running offense? Are we playing in primary? And that's something we were trying to challenge our team with this week. So I'll take that for sure, a little bit of the indecision, but overall, I was really happy with our effort tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this week we really focused on us in practice, so I think it was just all on sticking to the game plan, what we'd been practicing the whole week, sticking to that and not worrying who's on the other side of the court, just staying with each other. I mean, we were getting the shots we wanted, and at the end of the day, that's what you have to celebrate. If we're getting a good shot, that's what we want, and we're going to keep shooting them. You just got to stay behind each other. I think we stayed together, like I said. If we're missing a shot, we're getting around each other. You're going to hit the next one, that type of thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for us, we definitely want to focus on defense. Defense should always be good. Even if our offense isn't good, our defense needs to be good. So, getting that single-digit quarter was a really good start to the game. So that was really good. I mean, we're just excited. We're going to take care of business for the rest of the Ivies. And we got to go into it going with each other and going strong. It's going to be a big test this weekend, but we're going to deal with it well.
Two amazing initiatives, things we want to support, across the way. I would say Play for K, one, we were able to sponsor, to pick and choose to highlight one of our own Colombians, Yana Rivers, who works in our Success Through Wellbeing team, and really highlight her today, in her battle through cancer. Her sister also has breast cancer. So it's just, this is something that's close to home for every single person in the world. And we just want to make sure that we can do what we can on our side to bring awareness to our fans, to our community, and also support those that are struggling and battling through that. So that's number one. And then, with International Students Day, I love to say Columbia is like the international Ivy. Whether or not that's true statistically, but I do think that what New York brings to an international community, being a global city, is just so important from an educational standpoint. To have people from all over the world that can come together and call this place home, and that is really reflected in our team. We have currently 4 international student athletes. Next year we'll have 7. Makes up almost half of our team, right? And that's something that I'm really proud of because I do believe that makes us different in the league. Well, it's no secret that Princeton knew they were fighting for first place or a share of it, right? That was very obvious to me, and our team is still getting used to being that hunted team because we've been hunting for so long. So embracing that in both identities is really important right now. You have to understand that you always want to treat a game like an underdog, but at the same time, that doesn't mean the other team's not looking at you the same way, right? And so for us, I thought we got put on our heels a little bit in that game early and didn't really emotionally overcome what we needed to as a team. And I think that's what we saw today was the response from that game. This season, this team has never failed to respond to a challenge. So I'm excited for what's ahead of us in the next 3-4 weeks with the Ivy League, but I know we'll be ready, starting with how we responded this week for the Ivy League tournament. Honestly, this week was really about us. I know Kitty mentioned that, but this was probably the week where we focused on Yale, absolutely. We're never going to take a team lightly, but it was time for us to understand, it's about, yes, what every team in front of you can bring, but more, not we're stopping Jenna Clark, but we got to make sure we're really solid in that. We call it the auto zone, the last 8 seconds of the shot clock. And I thought we were great in that today. I think we had 4 30-second shot clock violations. Does that sound about right? Yeah.
Had,
3, my fault. 3 and a couple that went down to the wire that we gained possession of, right? So that was something that I was really proud of our team for locking into, because that's hard to defend over the course of 30 seconds, sometimes longer, right? And because our team is really dynamic, we tend to defend late in the shot clock a lot. So being more disciplined there was what mainly we were focused on this whole week, which I do thought showed up today in our stats. Well, she, one, will always put the work in. She's literally such a joy to coach. She's in the gym, she's texting me every day, coach, when are you getting in? Sometimes I got to tell her, hey, you're taking a day off today, right? We're just going to have practice today. Or maybe it's an off day. Let's watch more film. So I'm not surprised that she keeps getting better. I guess that's the first thing I'll say. But the second part of it is her confidence in herself and her ability is the thing that's really shifted. I do think that a shooter, a scorer, can get in their head if they're not scoring. Right, but for a player like that who's now really trying to hone in on the defensive end of the ball, she took 3 charges in practice this week. I haven't seen Abby take a charge her entire career. She took 3 in practice. I'm not talking about the game, right? So for her to make that shift, she's just starting to unlock a different part of her game that's going to weigh a little bit more on the offensive side, right? And that's where I feel like once the game went down to the second half, she was able to really step up and perform when she needed to.